Good. Welcome to another episode of Quality1 podcast. I'm your host, DJ Haughton, and we're going to do another hip hop album review. Irv Gotti presents The Murderers, released in 2000. You guys should know who the murder, the whole Murder Inc. Not going to get to the whole, biography, but you guys yeah, y'all should know who they are. They're, they're a group from Queens, New York. It started by Irv Gotti in the late 90s particularly, and one of the first album that came out under that record label was Ja Rule's no, hold on, from Ja Rule's Vini Vita Vici. Hope I said it right. Vina Vita Vici, that came out in the late 90s, around 1999. Dope album. That's one of the first albums that came out on the Murder Inc. label. And then you know they got they made some noise and added some more groups, and the group consists of Ashanti. Well, not well. She came a year later. I should say Ashanti came. This before Ashanti came. A year later, she came there, but didn't wasn't part of the group around that time. Uh, Charlie Baltimore, Ja Rule, Black Child, Vita, Cadillac, Tata, O1 Nemes, Jody Mack, and and Lloyd. Well, even though he wasn't, again, he was him and Ashanti. Like I said, like they wasn't part of the Murder Inc. until I said, well, until well, with Lloyd, he came in until a few years later. But yeah, that's pretty much of the group, and then we had this album that came out, and let's get into the producers. And the producers is executive produced by Ergadi himself. Um, yeah, pretty much just the whole. Like he pretty much produced the whole album. Yeah, Irv Gotti, Dasmond, yeah, Dasmond, that J.P. Money, Little Rob, Mr. Fingers, and Ta Five. That's how I pronounce it. So those producers an album. It only has one single is Vita Vita Vita. That's about it as far as like the singles. But let me show you what the album looks like. As you see the whole Murder Inc. crew. Pretty dope cover. I always love this cover. Always I just like how it looks. Like the black and red into it, and pretty dope disc. I love how it looks. I mean, no, nothing to it is pretty cool. You see all the Murder Inc. crew. Yeah, dope shit. Love. See them just posing. You see Ja, feed all the crew right there. Irv Gotti, rest in peace to him. See his yeah, again with just I like how they added like on back at the cover. That was pretty cool. There's just yeah, when you get the merch, like they don't do that no more on album covers like that. But yeah, as you can see, that's where you could if you wanted to. And as you see right here, these are the albums that well supposedly was to come out, but never like Jaru's yeah Jaru yeah that his album came out that's that year that same year, but the rest of the of the members it didn't came out unfortunately. Yeah, I would have loved to hear if that would have came out, but that never happened. All right, let's go to some of the tracks. Track one, intro, dope intro. Love it. It's pretty much like Earth Gotti, pretty much saying like this album is not for like they're saying this album is for for the for the people in the streets, the street cats. Where he pretty much dis like the whole industry. They say like, fuck the industry. This album's not for them. Pretty much dissing the industry. Like because it's a lot of fake, fake, a lot of fake musicians, in the industry. They don't, they think they show love, but they really don't. There's a lot of fakes. Not all, but most of them, like the other musicians, like they fake, as well as like other people in the music industry. But pretty much he pretty much dissed them on that, saying pretty much saying this album is for the people in the streets. Dope, dope fucking intro. Then we got track two, Murders with Ja, Black Child, and Ta. Dope song to start the album. Pretty dope track. Like yeah, I like to be how it started. We got track three, them and pretty yeah, pretty cool track. Pretty cool track right there. Then we got track four, We Don't Give a Fuck. Pretty decent track. Decent track. Then we got track five, Clowns. It's just a skit, pretty much. I mean, it's not it's not to it. Just it was some guy just talking to, or I guess like leaving a message, to the whole murdering crew and stuff like that. Then we got track six, Shit Gets Ugly. Yeah, that was also another decent track. We got track seven, We Murderers, baby. Dope song. Then we got track eight, Interview with Vita. It's a skit. Pretty much the the guy was interviewing her, saying how's it feel to be the first lady of Murder Inc. And and she pretty much said like she loves it, glad to be part of that crew and and stuff like that. Then we got track nine, Vita. It just is a Vita solo track. Love this song. Love this song. I love that beat, like everything about it. Like, oh man, just and dope video too, by the way. Dope. I just love like everything about that song, and like I said, the video was dope and dope. Then we got track 10, How Many Wanna Die. It's a Ja Rule solo track. Pretty yeah. Yeah, that was another dope album. I mean, dope. That was another dope song, by the way. Dope song. Then track 11, Fuck Parole. It's a skit. I mean, it's not into it. You know, so it's all right. Then we got track 12, We Getting High Tonight. Is a Black Child solo track. It was the pretty decent track right there. We got track 13, Tales from the Dark Side. And it's featuring with DMX. Pretty cool track. DMX did his thing on that. And track four, yeah, we got track 14, I Love the Yankees. It's a skit. It's pretty much a guy just praising his Yankees. I mean, it's not into it, but but pretty much he's like praising his Yankees to the fellas at the ballpark and stuff like that. Track 15, Get It Right. Yeah, that was pretty decent, decent track. Track 16, We Different. Another pretty cool track right there. Track 17, Remo. It's a skit. It's pretty much Remo, the guy on the skit, um, talking to the like to the all the artists, if they want to get a record deal, and stuff like that, and so explanatory, you know, like whenever I'm pretty sure like you hear stories, or if you ever been through talking to one exec, it's pretty cool, pretty cool. Pretty much, offering them a record deal, to all the artists and stuff. We got track 18, Rambo Cementi. Pretty decent track. Track 19, Black or White. Another cool track right there. Track 20, the 87 Murder Baptist Church Picnic. It's a skit. Nothing to it. Just the pastors like preaching and stuff at the church. Track 21, If You Were My Bitch. Another it's a yeah, pretty cool track right there. Then track 22, 96R0709. Pretty decent track right there too. We got track 23, Crime Scene. Dope track. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention well, technically, even though it's featuring with Dave Blink, you might recognize him in that on that next track I'm about to mention. But even though he wasn't, I guess he wasn't credited. Uh, like he was part of the group, but even though he wasn't credited though, as far as like I don't know, I guess I mean he wasn't the album cover, but I guess he wasn't credited as part of the official group or something like that. But yeah, he was actually on yeah, I think a couple of tracks on this album, which is this one. Yeah, and also the rest of the it's also with Black Child, Ronnie Bumps, Ty, and all um 01. Yeah, that's track 23, Crime Scene. And we got track 24, Somebody's Gonna Die Tonight. One of my favorite songs of this album. dope fucking song. Yeah, I believe that song is produced by yeah, well, was co-produced by Little Rob and Irv Gotti. I just love everything about that song. Like I just love the beat to it, and he's featuring with yeah features with is Dave Blink and Little Mo on this track, and dope music video too, and that song was also featured on soundtrack Romeo Must Die, dope soundtrack by the way. Yeah, but that's yeah, and dope music video too. And yeah, like I don't know what happened to Dave Blink after that. Like I thought he could spit. I thought he had potential, but yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, but yeah, those songs like that's track 24. Somebody's gonna die tonight. Then the last track we got is track 25, Holla Holla, the remix with features Jay Z and obviously the whole yeah with Jay Z and Black Child, Ta, F. Bleak, and Busta Rhymes. Dope remix. I love both. I love like the Holla Holla song, the not the remix, but the original was on Ja Rule's on his first album. Yeah, I love both, but the remix definitely, yeah. They all did the thing on this song. I love it. Like I just yeah, just love. Yeah, I just love that like had that little bounce feel to it of that of the beat to it. Yeah, yeah. That's pretty much all the tracks right there. My overall on this album, dope fucking album. Definitely the best album. They did came out with two albums, but like to me, I don't know. To me, like production wise, I don't know. Just I don't know. Like it just to me, it was to me like the production was on point. Yeah, this album is definitely like had a lot of street vibes to it. And I wish it did more albums. But yeah, like just love everything about it. And this album was pretty big too back then. Yeah, and I will cover all the all the other people of the of the Murder Inc. people too in the future. But but this album, like if you get your hands on it, definitely pick it up. I highly recommend it. This is East Coast as finest, East Coast hip hop at its finest. Definitely get it. Um, yeah, and that's it. Hope you enjoyed this hip hop album review. This is this is second episode. Yeah, so stay tuned for more. And yeah, and listen, hope you enjoyed this. Hope you enjoyed this album review. And till the next one, peace.